Hello guys, how's it going? Chubb here. And today I just wanted to kind of talk about the new H3H3 podcast and kind of give you my thoughts on it. I know a lot of people like it a lot. A lot of people have seen it. A lot of people have liked the guests on it so far. But I have a slightly different view on it. Me personally, I think the H3H3 podcast was a little bit slow. It wasn't really the most engaging and the most entertaining podcast I've heard, and that's kind of what I wanted to get into today, and just talk about how it didn't really have much listener engagement in it. Also, the start of the episode, I believe the first episode I watched most of the way through. Maybe I watched about half of it or so, and I kind of just got bored about halfway through, and that maybe it was partly because I wasn't really interested by the guest that they had on. And the guest that they had on was Justin Roiland, who is the co-creator of Rick and Morty, I believe, is what they said in the podcast. But I wasn't really interested by that. I haven't actually seen Rick and Morty. I don't watch much TV these days. The guy, Justin Roiland, he wasn't very entertaining when he was talking. And then kind of Ethan couldn't really work off of what Justin was saying, in my opinion, and that's why I didn't really find it that entertaining. And then just wanted to touch on the second episode as well. And the second episode, I believe, was also kind of slow. Wasn't the most entertaining or interesting. I mean, Pewdiepie is a more interesting person, in my opinion, than Justin Roiland, but one thing PewDiePie said at the start of the video kind of made me chuckle, in that it sounded very hypocritical of him to say, is when he said the most annoying thing about YouTubers for him is that they're very two-faced. And I was just sitting there thinking, this guy is calling other people two-faced when he's the one who he was talking about how they're not the same on camera as they are off camera. And to be honest, when you watch PewDiePie's newer content, he's a lot different than he used to be, because he used to just kind of do videos where he'd fake react and scream into his microphone, and that would be entertaining for people to watch. And in my opinion, that's not at all who he was or who he is at all. So that was kind of hypocritical of him to say that was the most annoying thing for him, because he is guilty himself of doing that. That's pretty much what I thought of the podcast. It was kind of boring. It wasn't the most interesting thing ever. There were some parts that were alright. I think Ethan is the most entertaining part of the podcast, but I don't think that the first two episodes were all that great. Hopefully, it's just them getting settled in, and it probably is. It's the start of a new podcast. It's the start of a new show. It's always kind of slow. They're kind of testing the waters with what's happening. And hopefully it gets better and better as time goes along. I wish all the best to H3H3. And I used to watch all of their videos all the time. I'm still a big fan. I still like some of their videos. I think their content has changed a little bit, but I think it's not as bad as most people think it is. I just think, well, I mean, the way they got big was the most entertaining stuff. All that crazy shit that Ethan used to do. And that's pretty much my thoughts on the H3H3 podcast. And I hope you guys enjoyed listening to my rant about it. You can dislike something that's made by a huge YouTuber and nobody will kill you for it. That's pretty much it. Thanks for hearing out Chubb. Have a good day. Bye-bye.